Welcome back to the channel, guys. So this video is going to be a culmination of my only 2 days that I had to scout here in September. But I did get to do some exploring, set some game cams, and after 2 weeks came back today, found that we did get some stuff on film and got to explore a whole new area that I hadn't been before here just now. So I'm coming out almost to the pickup. So anyways, hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. What's up, guys? I just left the truck, heading into a completely new spot for me. Pretty thick heading in. There was a burn in here like 5 or 6 years ago, so hoping it'll open up a little bit. But I figure I'm gonna see what's in here, maybe set a game camera or two, and pretty sure there's probably some bears in this area, so I brought the rifle along just in case. See a good opportunity. Remember I mentioned just like 5 seconds ago about going and maybe finding a bear? Bear poop. Yeah. So far, just been so much deadfall. It's kind of hard to make it through all this. Hoping when I gain a little elevation, this will be a little less of an issue. Tuesday, September 9th. I've got a golf tournament on September 11th. I haven't golfed in a long time. Well, I went once this year. And I don't not got it, but I don't quite have it like I used to. And although there's always plenty of work to be done back home on the property and for the business, I really needed this little escape, so that's good. Up we go. When I was looking on this, or at this, on Google Earth, it looked like it was either going to be really great bear country, which I'm kind of new at, or could be hiding a nice mule deer, especially across from us. So once I get a better vantage up higher, I'm hoping to do some glassing, and I might try and go through and go over if there's any good looking trails to put a cam. Of course, I chose the hard hike over the other spot I found that looks like it might be a good elk spot to replace the one that is now being burnt by the wildfire. Getting up to a little bit closer to where I want to glass all this stuff over here. Looks pretty good. Pack out's not going to be fun if I get anything in here. All this blowdown. just over 400 to the middle. And a lightning storm behind us. What a beautiful place. I didn't bring any rain gear. Now I don't have a ton of time because I just came out here after work. So I can't get too far in here. I have a feeling I might get wet. So I'm pretty sure the storm eventually will come on top of me. I am now right across from exactly where I would want to be. The majority of they are down, even though it probably looks far away on the GoPro. It's only 300 yards and less. I'm pretty sure this steep angle flattens out into a bigger flattened area here. And if that's the case, then it'll make my loop a lot easier. So I don't have to drop so steep down. I'm just hoping I don't get a ton of rain before I get down. And man, in these heavy burn areas, it's really hard to see a bear if it was there, because the amount of black stumps I've looked at with the binos right now. Even another one. What a beautiful area. Just gotta be about as careful as possible up here so you don't twist an ankle. I really need to get one of those little satellite communicator things. That would ease my wife's worry and mine too. Because man, if you were to get hurt up here, it'd be a long time till anybody found you. Some berries. Pretty much all the berries up here have been dried up of every kind. Yeah, looks like if I went right across here, I wouldn't have a nice deep channel to have to go through, so that's a nice feeling. But just all the blow down and gotta move slow to stay quiet. I've yet to really come across much of activity of any kind, except for the bear poop off the beginning. Head in here a little further. At least there's less blowdown than there was down the steep stuff. Kind of flattens off up here. I hope going down and out of here on the other side of the mountain will be a little bit easier. That was a close lightning strike. Kind of sketchy. Whew. That's a big storm, man. Up high in the clouds, I guess. Whew. Not a big fan of being out here with lightning right up my butt. That crack from that lightning was unbelievably loud. Here comes another. Fun. That goes through the valley is quite something. Luckily I have this big lightning rod off my shoulder. Here comes another strike. Those are close, folks. If I wasn't on such a time crunch, I think I'd take the gun off and see if all this passes, but getting into these big chutes, which I absolutely could see some game in. My whole goal this year is, even though there's less game where I'm going, there's going to be less people, because all of the lowland that I've hunted my entire life is now packed with people. So into the higher country I go. Definitely seeing more elk track. I've yet to see a single deer track yet. And I gotta say, these First Light pants with the zippers on the sides, they're nice for when you're hiking in and all hot, because then you get that airflow. And that way my ass hasn't been so swampy. Here comes the rain. Stuff to look at in here. If I had more time, I'd keep heading in, but I just don't. I'm gonna head back to the creek over here, I think. Another lightning strike. I think here soon I might have to put my rain cover on my pack. At least the GoPro's waterproof enough for rain. Another lightning strike. I feel like the rain should pass soon. Don't know about the lightning. Tiny bit of cover right here. Elk pep and cheddar cheese. My favorite hiking combos. Good stuff. Been seeing if it's going to catch some lightning. It's just raining harder. I have a feeling I'm going to be quite soaked by the time I get down to the truck. Getting closer. Where are we going to open up? Walking on logs is out of the question now. They're super slick. Good way to break in the new boots. Got me some new Schnee Beartooths. I had the original ones before, but these are the V3s or whatever. I'm getting nice and dirty broke. I do like how this is working though. Coming onto this other side, I'd have a decent route to get to something. If it was up out of range, if I was on the other side of the canyon there, I could probably sneak over here under cover. Right back behind me here, this is a trail that goes down into the thick, and it's a very defined trail behind me here. Cuts off into there, so I'm gonna use this here dead tree. And we'll set up a camera there, facing over here. And other than the lightning, it's pretty safe. At least one camera got set. And if I find another spot down here lower, I might put a second. Good trail right here. So I'm gonna go ahead, it's right below where I set the other one. So I'm gonna go ahead and set another one here. Yeah. Okay, both trail cams are marked, set. We'll come back to this spot here in a week or so. See what's going on, see if there's any shots on the cameras. I'm gonna shut off the camera and see ya next time we're out looking for what's on the cameras. All right, thanks for watching. Good morning, everybody. So today, it's gonna be going back, checking out what's on these cameras that I left 2 weeks ago. I like doing the 2-week interval, and this time of year when I'm really busy, it just makes sense. I'm heading in early morning, figure that's the best chance I'm gonna have at maybe getting a sight of a bear as well, because where I did put the cameras, there was some bear sign. Kind of just doing the bear thing as a what if. I haven't put a lot of time into it, but you never know. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Taking off here, trying to get there to the cameras, at least start hiking right there at first light, almost to where I'm hiking from, and looking like it's gonna be a nice cool morning this morning. We've got 37 degrees. Almost to that lowest camera. I hiked right past it. I was just one draw over. I made it. There's the first camera right here. Well, it says we got 10. Get the old card reader out. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see, so we got 2 different bowls. Some does. I just had a bunch of does that blew up through the camera, either playing or something. But that's like 5 does. It must be playing. Seeing enough in this where I'm probably going to just keep this camera right where it's at. That's cool. I'm gonna get over to this other ridge and be able to start glassing across. Good start. Sun's popping out. Beautiful. Killing an elk back in here would be work. Camera's over here. Made it to the second camera. Only 5. Only one doe in this guy. Well, at least the lower camera caught some stuff. I had hoped for more movement down here. We'll see. I think I might head back to the truck. Probably a good option. Explore this another time. Maybe even during the season. A little disappointed that I didn't get more on the upper camera. This looks like a really great spot. However, I think I'm gonna have to make that decision. Maybe go scout another spot too. Do that. It's been crazy busy at work. But you gotta pay the bills, right? So. Every time I have moments like this, I cannot wait till my son and my wife are able to come out and do this stuff. All right, now I'm gonna let that cook while I drive up to the next spot. Let's get going. Well, that's as good a place as any to have a snack. Nice little campsite back in here. Shoot, feel like I could go into a couple different spots. So we'll see. There's a spot that I might check out down a ways, but looks pretty good. This is a lot easier hiking. I'm only about half a mile, maybe, from that other valley that I was in. But there's There's just so much less blowdown right here that I can actually hike with ease. Up around here. That's where I'm headed. Well, it's quite something down in here. Yeah, but there's just not a lot of sign yet in here. This isn't far from a pretty popular hunting spot, I'm figuring. So I assume once there's more and more pressure, then maybe find some elk in here. I'm gonna peek around this next corner, but then I think I'm just gonna head back to the pickup and go to work and start looking at some other spots to maybe go into, maybe present a little bit better chance of catching something on film. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Well, first tumble of the day. I am on my way back. Decided to lay her down and head back to the truck, but I'm going to take a higher path going back just to see what the upper area here is like. One of the best things about early scouting is at least you get your body all ready for the season. There, maybe 100 feet elevation to climb to catch this next little upper area I couldn't see on the mountain, and I'm gonna run that out and then head straight down to the pickup from there. Coming up high was a mistake. It's just super thick and steep and brushy. I did see some fresh deer tracks up here. Not only is shale one of my least favorite rocks to walk on, it is the loudest. The future not to try this during hunting season. It's so thick up here with all this brush. It'd be impossible to stay quiet. I've got to drop some elevation and then home stretch. A little less eventful of a morning than I had hoped. I'd hoped to at least spot some critters, see something out and about, but I think everything was bedded down. Well guys, I see the pickup. Thanks again for tuning in. It was fun to explore this new area. I do think it shows some promise, especially as like a backup, especially for elk. There's enough sign that I bet once there's some pressure on nearby areas that look like a little bit more popular and easier to get to, that I bet those herds will move into these harder to get areas. Yeah, I wish that I would have spotted and glassed up some stuff, but I also was kind of on a mission, so I wasn't taking as much time to stop and glass. I only had half the day here. I'm gonna hop in the truck, get about an hour and 10 minutes or an hour 15 home, and then head back to work. So here starting October, I should be getting a lot more time to come out and do some hunting and maybe some last minute scouting. I've got places that I've always found some deer, so not too worried about that, but it'd be nice to have a backup elk spot, since my elk spot is right around a big wildfire. So anyways, thanks for watching guys, and always remember, it's good.